evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to At the Track. It's late September, the evenings are cool, and the cars are ready to go, racing in the drag strip fashion. That's right, all of our NASCAR Dodge Weekly Series racing has come to a close for the 2004 season. We'd like to congratulate all our track champions at both Killcare Speedway and Columbus Motor Speedway. We've got a lot of great footage for you, so buckle up, folks. Here we are at the track. Ladies and gentlemen, we pause for just a few moments when we return more footage from Killcare Dragway right here on At the Track.
Run up front, you gotta have the right parts. Westar Motorsports has what you need to get to the winner's circle. From drivetrain to chassis parts, even a complete custom-made race car body. Westar Motorsports can help you bring home the checkered flag. Give Chris Springer a call at 937-669-3223. Westar Motorsports.
We do a lot of country singers and NASCAR people, Jeff Burdens, Nemechek, Kevin LePage. Basically it's about custom painting, custom designing, custom graphics, custom creating.
As you can see, folks, the drag racers warming the tires up on a cool night like tonight. Makes a lot of smoke, a lot of noise, and a lot of fun. Here's what's happening tonight at the drag races from Killcare Dragway.
A few weeks ago, we lost a very dear friend, Doug Oglesby. Now there are some stickers available and a way people can help out. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'll have more next week. We give out most all to Indy and took donations. They're free, but if you'd like to donate some money, you're more than welcome. I'll have more next Saturday, white ones and hopefully the black ones too. And you can just donate whatever you want, and Fran gets 100% of the money. Thank Miami Valley Drag Racing Association too for donating all the money, the round money for Fran. She really appreciates it. She wanted me to thank everybody there.
Tell us about Indy and tell us about this year's experience.
Well, it was pretty tough for me and Karen to even go. I mean, it was really tough, but we made it, and then Nugent asked us to help him a little bit, and that helped us a lot to get through some of the hard times. And Dave Cox did great. Paul Harrell Jr. got down to 4 bikes, and then he done super till he broke. Poe got down to 7 bikes. He done really well. The food was great. I mean, Rick and Dave, man, they done a super job. They cooked from morning to dark, and they took care of everybody. I mean, there wasn't anybody that wasn't hungry. It was really a good show.
Last week when we were at Indy, there was a bunch of guys out here doing some great racing, and one of those men was Sam Cotterman in the motorcycle. Sam, how long you been racing?
I've been drag racing, just started this year.
Just started this year.
On a pro bike. Started out as a pit guy for my brother, and turned a wrench and then started racing.
And last week you went into the finals. How was that?
Oh, it was a blast. Well, it's my first final. I've been to semifinals before. Put together some good numbers. We had a good race. All 7 of us saw some good lights, good racing. We've got out here, any one of 20 riders can make a final.
Exactly.
and it's that tough. I mean, we had guys last week with clutches cutting 504s, 5-teens. Motorcycle contingent out here is real tough.
Always has been, always has.
Oh, yeah, always has been. When you get to Indy, and it shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you go anywhere in the country, and people say kill carrier, and they go, oh, yeah, we know you.
Yeah, motorcycles. Well, Sam, thank you, and
Thank you.
congratulations. We're sorry we weren't here last week. But
Quite all right.
We corrected it this week.
That's right.
Sam.
Thanks.
With them. Winner in the pro motorcycles last week here at Killcare Dragway while we were at Indy. Russ, tell us about your win.
Oh, it's first win of the season. Well, my first win ever in motorcycle. Owe a lot to my sponsors, to Bob Nugent. He's the one that built the motorcycle, put it together for me. This is my third year on a drag bike. Used to race cars years ago. Kids came along, couldn't afford it, but now that they're up and grown, Steven, my son, he's my pit crew chief, and my grandson helps me out on the bike. And the win's kind of bittersweet, you know. As you know, 3 weeks ago we lost a good friend, fellow racer of ours, real good close friend of mine. It's kind of bittersweet win. He just wanted to get a win this year on his bike, was having problems with it, but like I told my son, I said this is a win for both of us.
Sponsors that you want to thank.
Yeah, I have Buchanan Lawn Care, the House of Pain Tattoo out of Fairborn, Bob Nugent's Body Shop out of Brant, Ohio, Auto Tech. I'm sure I missed somebody, but that pretty much covers them.
Now for your junior dragster final there, you see Megan Hughes out of Jamestown. She's got a 1035 dial-in on that 95 Boss. Gets the thumbs up, rolls up in. On the other side, it's going to be Matt Spradlin driving out of Springfield. As his crew member comes in, takes one final look over the equipment. Just want to make sure everything's okay. Gets a thumbs up. Spradlin's going to pull up in the inside lane here. As you see, he moves over just to the inside of the right lane. Going to see both these drag racers do a great job. Made it all the way to the finals in the junior dragsters. Semi-final for Sportsman. This is Howard Ledford in the 99 Mustang out of Kettering. He's got a 1411 dial in there. You see it on the window as he launches. He's going up against Richard Hammond out of West Milton in that yellow Firebird there, that 87 model. Dialing in with a 1355. Hammond gets a good light with a 536 against the 646 of Ledford. Down at the big end, one light's going to go to Hammond. Running a 1356 on a 1355. Ledford breaks out, runs a 1408 on a 1411. And here you see Doug Kaplinger getting the bye run. Launches it and pulls it right off. Says, you know what? I'll save it for the final. Takes the easy advance on to the next round. Now for the pro semifinal, there you see Danny Manning in his 63 Fury coming out of West Carrollton. Really getting those tires nice and hot, smoking them up, getting ready for his run. He's going up against this guy. It's Mike Hurlis out of Washington Courthouse, driving that 72 Nova. There you see a nice machine, one of Team Killcare's competitors at IRP. As Hurlis waits, Manning gets the lights up, and the tree drops. Not much of an advantage. Left side launches first, green lights a pair. As they head down past the 8th mile, both cars doing a good job. Advantage so far is to Manning, but at the big end, one light's going to go to Hurlis. Runs a 1031 on a 1035 dialing, gets the breakout ball win. Now, this is Jason Wheatcraft out of Jamestown in the 67 Cuda. Here you see him getting all ready to go for his run in the semifinal. Gets the bye run, staged up, and he's looking for a light. Gets a good launch, takes it on down all the way through. There you see him getting just a little bit loose coming out of the start there. Down at the big end, of course, he automatically advances on the 1120 dial, and he's going to run it through at 1121. That'll give him an automatic advance to the pro final. Now for the Super Pro semifinal is Doug Miller out of Huber Heights and the 70s Camaro. The Wild Thing, there you see it. He's getting ready to go. Going to start running those tires up, getting them nice and heated. Try and get all the gunk off of him, so he's ready to race, and he's going up against Jim Smith out of Beaver Creek in the Fox Dragster. There you see Miller finishing out his burnout. He's got a 6 even dial in. We'll see how the race looks as both competitors are going to go ahead and pull on up into the staging lights, and we'll be ready to send them down. Both lights lit now, looking for the drop. It goes down first for Miller, then it is Smith following as they go down through the 8th mile. Everything looks good. Advantage is to Jim Smith. Runs a 486 on a 45 dial-in to a breaking out Doug Miller, a 599 with a 6 even. Now, let's take a look at this. This is Tim Cohen out of the Berg. He's in that 27 Ford Roadster going up against this man, Dean Howard, in the Nova out of New Carlisle. Both drivers doing a good job making it into the semifinals, putting lots of smoke in the air in their burnouts there, getting the tires nice and hot, trying to get good traction down at the starting line. Great track conditions were had Saturday for all racers. As you see, both cars pulling up into the lights. Howard trying to set off his first ball. Now we're going to see Cohen lights his second, and Howard's going to step in now. There he is. And now we're going to send them down. Not much of an advantage. Green light the pair as they go down. We're going to see a win light going to, well, hey, not going to tell you until they get there. Win light goes to Dean Howard out of New Carlisle in the Nova.
Nathan, you finally make it to Indy at the ET Bracket Finals. It wasn't quite what you wanted, but some things happened. Why don't you tell us what happened last week?
Well, we ran a bit of a problem. Actually, the race prior to that, we broke a transmission. Bob Nugent came in and helped out and gave us another one. Well, we had some technical difficulties. First pass down the track at Indy, we broke that transmission. So it was second transmission in a week. Kind of expensive.
Terry? Go ask Bob.
I am, Nate. I was cleaning up.
You right over there, Nate?
Bob wants to know. Hello? Hey. I want you to be able to hear. Okay. Yeah, call right back. Okay. It's calling right back. We gotta walk outside. I'm gonna yell again, and when Jeff calls, I'll be right back. I'm freezing.
Okay.
So, I'm sitting in the van.
13. What time is it?
Midnight.
Our sponsors pulled through, Titus Custom Cabinets, Art of Pain, Tattoos in Fairborn, Ohio, SNL Racing, and G-Tech. They all pulled together, and we got it all back together. But yeah, we tore it apart at the track. Worked all night long till 2:30 in the morning. Eddie Ike was on the crew with me. Me and him worked. He worked harder than I did. We got her back together. Made it pass down the track. Everything went good. We got the first round, and we got out of first round. Went out the second round. Really, at that point, that's all we were just looking for, was just to get down the track and be able to compete. Eddie Ike's nephew, Sean, he drove all the way from Dayton at 2:30 in the morning.
He talk to you right now because he knows what the parts are. And if you were going to be able to come, Nate says we have them in our garage. So I'm going to let you talk to Bob, okay? Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Is that okay?
You said 2, I brought 4. I have a comment to Dark County School.
Ring. I lost it.
Just so, he might know. I don't know, he knew he couldn't have been fine. Now we have to just clean it up. Oh, thank God, man. Oh, hell, see, you brought all that extra beer. You have to get you one, Bob.
And he showed up at the hotel room at 5:30 in the morning, and he didn't even know what the part looked like, but I guided him through my garage, which was a mess, and he found it and he brought it to us, and it was the right one, and everything really it was just good to get out of that first round, really. It was a hard weekend, but we struggled, we got through it. That's the first motor I ever tore apart in the grass. And we're going to take on a new teammate this year, Jeremy Brooks. It's Pete Brooks' son. He's Titus Custom Cabinets. He's going to come on to our team next year, and Pete's going to step up our program a little bit, I think. And I think Jeremy's going to be a really good add-on here. He's a really good rider. He just needs some seat time. I just want to say a special thanks to At the Track, to the two guys that helped us that night. They held flashlights for 2 hours for us. So I want to say thanks to them, too. I want to say thanks to Kill Carrier. They took great care of us. They fed us and took care of us all weekend long, saved us a lot of money, because we're really in the budget now. We're scrimping. I can't even afford to get a new pair of shoes. They got duct tape on them.
Now on to the Sportsman Final. Here you see Doug Kaplinger once again making his way into the Sportsman Final. He's going to go up against Richard Hammonds. As you see both cars in, tree begins to drop. Hammond's going to go first, then Kaplinger. Green lights a pair. Not much of an advantage for Hammond as he comes down. Kaplinger taking the advantage before the 8th mile down at the big end. One light's going to go to none other than Mr. Doug Kaplinger, running a 13:06 on a 13:05 dial-in, taking the final in Sportsman. Now for the pro final, it's Mike Hurlis out of Washington Courthouse. He's going up against Jason Wheatcraft out of Jamestown in the 67 Cuda that you see there. It's an 11:20 dial-in to a 10:31 respectively for the lanes. That means it's going to be Wheatcraft launching first, then Hurlis. We'll see who takes the win light down at the big end. But right now, all the drivers getting ready, pulling up into the lights, waiting for the tree to drop. There you see one set of bulbs on each side. Hurlis pulls up in for his second, and Wheatcraft's going to follow here. A little bit of an in and out, but gets it in finally, lights the second bulb. Tree drops, not much of an advantage, just about a half a second. Both cars launch good. It's Hurlis with a good little wheel lift there down at the big end. You're going to see Winlight going over right side to Mike Hurlis. At the end, he runs dead on, both competitors too. A 10:31 for a 10:31 for Hurlis and an 11:20 on 11:20 for Wheatcraft. A great race there. Now let's take you on to Pro Motorcycle. That's right, there you see Dean Weeks. And the man you saw before, that's Burt Wally Exman. He's got several of them tonight in the finals. A great matchup for these two competitors. You see them both rolling in. Two veterans at Kill Care. We're going to go ahead and let these boys get in the water boxes and burn out, and you can hear it as it was at Kill Care Dragway Saturday night. Exman, first one to light the bulb, but Weeks follows suit. There you see the sticker in memory of Doug Oglesby on the back. Here you see Mr. Dean Weeks with his colorful and shiny underwear on the outside, both sides lit. Weeks is going to launch first, and then it's going to be Exman. Bit of an advantage, but Exman's going to launch out, and he's going to run it in an 8:54. We'll see down at the big end who takes the win light. Right side to Burt Exman, an 8:58 on an 8:54 run. Still a little bit off the dial-in, but nonetheless a very fast run. Let's take you up now for Super Pro. It's going to be Jim Smith out of Beaver Creek and the Fox Dragster. He's going up against Dean Howard and this nice-looking Nova out of New Carlisle. Smith lights the first bulb, and now Howard's going to follow suit, pulling up to take his first. As they're sitting there, everybody doing their last second checks. There you see Smith lighting his second. Howard going to move up in once again behind, but still looking for the tree to drop now. It's going to go to Howard first. Green light there. And there you see the launch for Smith. Green light to pair down at the big end. Well, I should say halfway to the big end. It's the 8th mile time. Win light's going to go to Jim Smith out of Beaver Creek. Runs a 484 and a 485. Wins with a double breakout in the final. Right after these messages, right here on At the Track.
Glass break. When it does, Architect Glass is there to replace it quickly with trained professionals and quality materials. Need a new or replacement storefront? Architect Glass builds custom storefronts for any commercial project. For all your commercial and industrial glass and storefront construction needs, call the professionals at Architect Glass. Architect Glass at 614-274-4618.
When Bill Clinton was making his bid for our nation's highest office, he chose a custom finished coach from Presidential Coach. When the U.S. government hosted the Denver Economic Summit, they chose the safety and comfort of Presidential Coach. There is no finer transportation than Presidential Coach. Whether your needs call for business or recreational travel, Presidential Coach has the experience and equipment to make your trip memorable.
And now, folks, by popular request, we reach into the archives from May 19th of 1995, Killcare Speedway, for the Bill Eubank Memorial with the ARCA Supercar 150.
Talking now with the most recent winner on the Arco Bondo Marhide Supercar Series. Bob, congratulations on Pensacola, first of all.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
You come in second in the points in the series so far. Good run.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we're not serious about the points just yet. We're just kind of trying to race to win and see what happens. Let the point thing fall as it will.
You were a long-time competitor in this series. It's been referred to by a lot of people as a stepping stone to the Winston Cup cars, perhaps, the Busch Grand National, but there are guys like you who have been in this series for a good long time, and I guess the quick reason is why?
Well, it's the Winston Cup Busch thing, you know, I mean, that's the place you want to be, but it costs a lot of money to be there, and, you know, if you don't have the right money to do it, the sponsorship and stuff, well, then you got to come run ARCA because it costs a little less, and basically the same kind of cars and some of the same racetracks and stuff like that, so it's a good place to keep yourself sharp.
Talking now with the defending champion of the ARCA Bondo Marhide Supercar Series, our good friend Bobby Bowser. Bobby, welcome back to Killcare.
Nice to be here, Dick.
How's the racetrack feel today?
It's a little bit, it seems like it's pretty abrasive, all the rain we've had here the last few days. It's good and tacky, so we just have to wait and see what's going to happen here this afternoon. We're going to put some new skins on this Ford and see what happens.
You come in 7th in the points in the series so far. It's still early in the season, but you concerned at all about that?
No, not really. I figure the next three races in a row, maybe 4 races, will tell the story on the championship this year on what's going to happen. But there's plenty of races left to run, and we just have to get our momentum built back up and see what we can do here tonight.
Here we're going by in the yellow, J.D. Tackett number 13, and there is trouble in the backstretch right at the entrance to turn number 4. We've got one car turned around backside 2. Another car stopped, and we will go yellow at only, I believe, about 1.5 laps complete. But the laps do continue to count under the yellow flag for the ARCA. You see the one car going by, Marvin Smith from Asheville, the Riverside Auto Parts Chevrolet. Marvin Smith has his place in the ARCA record book. In fact, he still holds the all-time record for Talladega pole positions in qualifying with 31. Quality Farm and Fleet Thunderbird of Bobby Bowser out front. Two-time and defending ARCA Supercar Series champion going into the 1995 season. Bobby, of course, the son of a famous racing father and other family members for that matter. Bobby got his first ride in an ARCA supercar, literally, when the deal between his father, Jack, and the hired driver who was driving the family race car at the time went sour just before the team came into Killcare. Bobby jumped in the car. At his first time in any race car, as a matter of fact, he had been a crewman up to that point, and hasn't gotten out of the driver's seat since. 6 car looping around through the grass. That's Perry Tripp from Fredericktown, Missouri. And there's trouble. Trouble in turn number 2. The 05 car of Doug Reed, the long Lewis Ford, with the rear end slightly remodeled thanks to the Killcare concrete, and that will take us to a yellow caution flag. Trouble at the end of the backstretch going into turn number 3, the 7 car involved. That's Mark Gibson. And he is still stopped. Also the 57 car of John Strappen from Strongsville, Ohio, the BFI Recycle Now Ford. He comes to a stop, but the crew doesn't seem to be in a real big hurry to do anything, which usually means end of night. And now into the pits rolls the 21 car, the Quality Farm and Fleet Thunderbird of Bobby Bowser. We had a feeling Bowser's tires probably were gone, especially when the car slid up the racetrack. And Bob Schacht rolled through on the low side in the 75 car. Crew goes to work. Left side of the car goes up into the air. A little windshield cleaning going on as well. But out front, it is still the 75 car of Bob Schacht and the 02 of Frank Kimmel, the Engineered Components Buick, and the Papa John's Pizza Oldsmobile. Kimmel, new tires, low side pass. That puts him back on the lead lap now. The leader is still the 75 car Bob Schacht, but the 02 Frank Kimmel now has his lap back. And you just got a glimpse of him, the leader about 10 car lengths ahead. The 75 car of Bob Schacht. Bowser working his way around Marvin Smith. The next target for Bobby Bowser right there in front of him, the 75 car of Bob Schacht. Low side pass, Bowser doing the exact same thing in the same place, in fact, that Schacht did to him to get back on the lead lap once again. Bowser back on the lead lap. Next question is, can Bowser still find his way back around the Schacht one more time? Kimmel, Bowser. That is a battle for position at this point. Both cars now back on the lead lap, and there's Bowser moving around the outside, back into turn number 3. Quality Farm and Fleet Thunderbird moving back around the Papa John's Pizza Oldsmobile. Started the 150 lap feature on the pole, and comes home with the checkered flag as well.
Thank you very much, I tell you. It's a good race, I tell you. We was coming back one way or the other. And we needed a caution, there was no doubt about it, but I was going to try to do it anyways. It'd have been close, but it was a good race, and this is for Bill Eubank, and, you know, we missed it.
Thank you.